All right, so today we're going deep on Shorkot City in Pakistan,
Okay.
in the heart of Punjab.
Yeah.
And you sent over this really amazing documentary about it.
Right.
And what struck me was that it's not just another city, right? It acts as this vital connector between these larger urban areas.
It is, what's fascinating about Shorkot is that its significance extends far beyond its immediate location.
Yeah.
And, watching the documentary, there were three really key takeaways for me.
Okay.
First is its amazingly long history. Its roots go back centuries.
Right?
Second, its cultural scene is vibrant. It's got this real spiritual depth to it.
Yeah.
And lastly, its strategic importance within modern-day Pakistan.
Okay, so let's start with that history.
Sure.
The documentary suggested it could be connected to some of the very, very earliest settlements in the Indus Valley.
Uh-huh.
That puts it on the map incredibly early on. Right?
Absolutely, it does. What's particularly interesting, especially given your fascination with ancient military history, is that the documentary mentions the possibility
Oh, yeah.
that Alexander the Great's armies might have actually marched through this area,
Wow.
on their way east. Imagine the impact that would have had on the region that early on.
Yeah, absolutely. That's huge. Okay, so then the documentary fast forwards to the Islamic period, and Shorkot becomes this hub for Sufi teachings and the followers of Hazrat Sultan Bahu.
Right.
Now, can you tell me a bit more about that? What did that mean for the city?
So these Sufi teachings, they really emphasize things like divine love tolerance and direct spiritual experience, often expressed through music and poetry.
Yeah.
And these teachings, they permeated through Shorkot's culture and continues to shape the city's identity even today. It's a huge draw for people to visit the shrines there.
So the documentary also talked a lot about the landscape of Shorkot,
Right.
being near the Chenab River, how that makes the land super fertile and makes it a crucial agricultural center.
Yeah.
The river is fundamental to their way of life, it seems.
Absolutely. The Chenab River provides this essential irrigation. It's what allows agriculture to be the backbone of Shorkot's economy. And the documentary, points out the intense climate there, those summer heat waves, getting up to 45 degrees Celsius.
Wow. Yeah, that's intense.
And then you get these milder winters, so that contrast really shapes both the agricultural practices there and the daily lives of the people.
Okay, so what about landmarks?
Yeah.
The documentary mentioned Shorkot Fort, which I imagine played a strategic role historically.
Right.
And then there's the Shorkot Cantonment, which is a major military base today.
Uh-huh.
And of course, the Sufi shrines that we've already touched on. How do all of these different landmarks contribute to the overall character of Shorkot?
So, the fort reminds us of the city's history,
Yeah,
perhaps as a defensive position or a center of local power in earlier times.
makes sense.
And then the cantonment shows its ongoing strategic importance militarily. And as we've discussed, the Sufi shrines are a testament to that spiritual and cultural heritage. They continue to draw people in and maintain those traditions.
So what about the economy today? The documentary highlighted agriculture, things like wheat, cotton, sugarcane, vegetables, alongside a bunch of smaller local businesses.
Yes.
The documentary also mentioned education and healthcare and kind of pointed to areas where there's room for improvement.
Right.
So what did you make of that?
Well, it's clear that agriculture is still the main economic driver.
Yeah.
But the fact that there are educational and healthcare facilities, that shows that there's movement towards broader development.
Right.
The documentary's note about the need for more progress, I think that reflects a common challenge in many areas that are trying to move forward.
Yeah.
Not unique to Shorkot.
Okay. And I was also really fascinated by the cultural side of things. It sounds like Shorkot has a really rich Punjabi culture with all these Sufi gatherings, local fairs, and rural celebrations.
Yeah.
The documentary said they speak Punjabi and Saraiki primarily, with Urdu being understood widely, too. So what can we gather from all of this?
Well, all these cultural things going on, they really point to a strong sense of community and a strong local identity in Shorkot.
Yeah.
And the mix of languages also shows its role as a connector within that larger Punjab region.
Right. And finally, the documentary emphasized Shorkot's importance as a transportation hub.
Yes.
All those road and railway networks that connect it to major cities like Faisalabad Multan and Jang, Shorkot Cantonment Railway Station seems like a key part of all that.
It is.
And given your interest in infrastructure, I'm sure that struck a chord with you.
Oh, absolutely. That transportation network, it really underscores Shorkot's value in moving goods and people across the region. It strengthens that idea that it's this crucial link that the documentary highlighted from the very beginning.
Right. So it seems like this deep dive has shown us that Shorkot is this multifaceted city with deep historical roots.
Yes.
This vibrant culture influenced by Sufi tradition, and it still holds strategic importance for the Punjab region, both for agriculture and for the military. It's a place where the past and present are constantly shaping each other.
Absolutely. And it leaves us with a really interesting thought to consider. Thinking about Shorkot's ancient origins alongside its contemporary military role.
Yeah.
How do these seemingly different aspects, the echoes of ancient empires and the realities of modern geopolitics, how do they come together to give this place its unique and lasting significance? It's a really fascinating connection to ponder.